This video is called Pricing Your House to Sell. When buyers are looking for a new home, they use the list price to determine which houses they'll look at. They have a set price range within which they will look. If you're outside of that price range, your house will not make the viewing list. It's important that you get the price right the first time. The longer a house sits on the market, the harder it becomes to sell. Buyers begin to think that something's wrong with the house that hasn't sold, especially in a hot market. Market conditions can change the value of a property very quickly, both up or down. Get your realtor to prepare a comparative market analysis, or CMA, and if you're considering listing the property, don't necessarily pick the realtor who gives you the highest price. Listen to the reasons the realtor gives you for setting that price, and go with the person that you think is going to give you the best advice. If your property has been on the market for longer than the local average market time, it's time for an updated CMA. Be prepared to lower your price. Remember, it's the buyer who ultimately determines what the selling price is, no matter what the list price is. Factors that contribute to the list price can include your realtor input. It will be your decision, but your realtor will give you market information to help you pick the right price. They look at a number of factors including property condition, sales in the area, size of the house, location, etc. What happens if you underprice your property? Well, that could happen easily, especially when the market prices are rising. You're going to be flooded with requests for showings. Buyers and their realtors know good value when they see it. It's possible that you'll get multiple offers to consider at the same time, some of them above the asking price. What happens if you overprice? Well, this is the worst possible thing that can happen. Buyers have that set price range. It's a fact that home values within a given neighborhood often fall within 10% of each other. If your property is over the price range set by the buyer will probably choose to ignore it. Realtors will use your property to show their buyers what an overpriced listing is. This will help convince the buyer that the property around the corner is a better value. It's the property which the buyer perceives as having the better value to them that determines which house an offer will be made on. A house that is overpriced will sit on the market for a long time. Realtors tend to ignore overpriced listings, and the number of showings declines rapidly after just 4 weeks of being on the market. This time frame decreases even more quickly in a hot market. Buyers know that a listing has been around for a while, and the first question is often, what's wrong with it? The house needs to be priced properly the first time. It will get the most showings within the first 2 weeks, and statistically, if a house sells, it will sell within the first 4 to 6 weeks of being listed. And remember, it's the seller that sets the asking price, but the sale price is determined by the buyer, plain and simple.